Welcome back, Kevin's Mobile Repair. Got a 2013 Audi Q7. We are doing an alternator today. So, most videos will tell you to disconnect the battery first, because you do not want to have sparks. So, for our Audi, this is what we do. Driver's side. If the battery's dead, you're going to be kind of screwed on this, but not too much. This front panel, little puppy right here, you're going to take it off. You're going to undo these little side rails, which basically go in lay here. It just makes things look pretty. Pull this panel loose, pull this one up and out of the way, which is over here, and see this ground strap right here that I have a rag up underneath? There's a 13mm nut right below it. This is what you do instead of getting to the battery, which is, as you can see, really stupid. The whole seat has to come up. You need triple squares just to get the battery out. Porsche does the same thing, which right along the line of the Audis. But so instead of having to get to the battery because it's underneath this cover, you can undo this ground strap, and that's the ground for the entire car. It just kills everything. Whole lot simpler. So that is a plus for an engineer. Good job. Now to the stupid stuff. All right, passenger side. Gonna take out your air filter housing, which is right here. This bad boy. That right there, that right there. I took off the lower valence to allow the coolant to drain down there without making a big mess. You don't mind it, you put a catch pan under there, you're good to go. That's perfectly fine. Nothing underneath the car really needs to come off in order to get to this assembly. Although noteworthy, there's your belt tensioner. It's a 16mm socket. Here's some of your dumb engineering. So when this is installed and that's in its full tension right there, this nut is right behind this coolant pipe. Well, you can get a wrench on it, but these things are usually pretty tight, and you don't want that wrench slipping off, busting your knuckles, rounding out that bolt. So if you can get a socket on there, much better. But you can't do it without taking this bracket bolt here, one down at the bottom, one on the other side. It loosens up this whole thing so you can gain access to that tensioner. These are T30s. It's just three of those. They come out of the way. Then you can loosen up the belt. Now obviously I didn't take off the whole belt. I just took it off on the alternator side. That's all I needed to do. Wrapped it up here. This one has a supercharger, so it's got that additional belt on there. But anyways, all right, coming over here, you have your, right here, upper radiator hose. It has one of those quick connects like you see on BMWs, Mercedes. Pop off the clip, walk it out, drain your coolant. This needs to be moved out of the way in order to get to the two 13mm nuts. Sorry, bolts. They go in this way, real easy. I'll show you on the old one. So it sits kind of like yay. So you just got one here, one here. Not real big to get those out. Take those out. Once you do that, you will need a pry bar. You will wedge it up in this little area right here and just kind of walk it around, because those things are on there. The little crush sleeves for the back part are usually on there pretty tight, so you'll have to kind of walk it back and forth, pry it, move it, wiggle it, bite your teeth, you know, all that kind of good crap to get it to come loose. Because once you do so and you get it, you can rotate it so that it looks like yay. Then you can get to your ground cable, or your control cable, and then your big 13mm power wire, which I have sitting right back over here somewhere. But that goes back on when I get everything rearranged. But once you get that, you rotate it up, then you can get to these two items. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get to them because they're back behind that motor mount right there. And that's not a, yeah, you don't want to take that off. You're good. But like I said, I did take off this ground strap, which goes right here. Gives me a lot more room for getting the alternator out. Once it gets unbolted, these things undone, then you can walk it out this way right here. Going back together, same procedure, going back in. Just make sure you put those cables back together before you put the alternator in. Otherwise you're like, oh shit, so then you gotta take it back out. So just don't want to do that. But any questions or comments, please feel free to let me know.